Morning, y'all. Rob the American here, and welcome to Tales of Manchester and of Watches. All right, y'all, it's another beautiful day in Manchester. Alexa said it's going to be something like 75 degrees Fahrenheit, which is what, I think upper 20s Celsius. So when I started my channel, I've really been focusing on new watches, but today we're going to be looking at a vintage watch that came my way, and I want to share a couple of stories about it. And we're walking up Oxford Road. I thought we'd go someplace different. Well, I try to go someplace different each time, but we're walking towards the campus of the University of Manchester. So I thought we're going to look for someplace to sit down and have a drink and have a chat about it. So I hope you'll stick around. All right, we found a whole row of coffee shops and restaurants. We're going to see if we can't get somebody to take pity on us and let us film. We are standing in the middle of University Green at the University of Manchester. Look at this, y'all. Wow. Super. And the nice girls at the Starbucks have given us permission to film here out front. So let's go get a drink and have a seat and talk about this. The International Watch Company, better known as IWC Schaffhausen, is located in the town of Schaffhausen in Switzerland, but it was founded by an American, Florentine Ariosto Jones, what a great name, way back in 1868. And he had gone to Switzerland because he wanted to set up a factory there, and he knew that's where the best watchmakers were. And over the years, IWC has become best known for its aviators and pilots' watches, and its pioneering use of different materials, unusual materials, such as titanium and ceramic. Now, it's changed hands over the years. In the 1930s to 1944, IWC was one of the makers of pilots' watches for the German Air Force, or the Luftwaffe. In April of 1944, the American Air Force bombed Schaffhausen, including the IWC factory. And after the war, IWC was forced to change course. And then in 2000, the company was sold again and became part of the Richemont Group, which is a luxury watch company. And they own other brands such as Cartier and Vacheron Constantin and Panerai. And how this watch came into my possession. I got a phone call from a dealer that I work with, and he said, "Rob, our jeweler has come across a vintage IWC that he has restored. I think you'd be interested in it." And I told him, I said, "Well, look, I've never really done vintage." He said, "Well, just come have a look and see what you think." And of course, he knows me so well. As soon as I saw it, I was hooked. And I ended up selling him a watch, getting this and some cash, and I think I came out pretty good in the deal. Now, it didn't have any box or papers, so I didn't know the history, and I asked them, what year, and they didn't know. So I started doing some research and found so very little, including pictures or anything, of this style of IWC. So I took it to the IWC boutique in London on Bond Street, and they saw it and they were wowed by it too. And they said, well, give us a few minutes. And their jeweler took it to the back. They took off that case where the serial number is printed and got all that information. But we're unable to date it. So they told me what we can do is send it to the IWC in Switzerland, and they can do a whole history for you. And I thanked them politely, but I didn't want to be, I knew it would take quite a while to send it off, and I said, no, that's all right. So the trail went cold. Then I was at a watch event in Edinburgh, and the last night when they were having a social, I was standing up at the bar waiting to get a drink, and I started chatting with the gentleman behind me. And I said, oh, what watch are you wearing? And he said, what watch am I wearing? You know, the usual watch, the watch discussion. And I told him, he said, oh, this is very cool. And I said, the only thing I don't know is how old it is. And he had a big grin on his face, and he said, I've got a master list of all the IWC serial numbers and their dates. And I was like, oh my God, would you mind sending it to me? And he said, of course. So after the event, I emailed him, and he sent it to me right away and found the serial number. The year, 1965, a very good year. All right, let's talk specs. It's a 36 millimeter, 18 karat yellow gold case with this beautiful silver linen sort of style dial and gold markers. It's got the old style IWC logo on the dial and on the crown. Oop, crown's over here. And of course the date, and my favorite, the red seconds hand. It's really special. All right, y'all, that's it for me today. Of course, we got a big thank you to the ladies at the Starbucks in University Green for giving us permission to film here today. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. And by all means, leave a comment down below on your thoughts on this IWC Automatic or any vintage watches that you might have yourself. And join me again for some more watch talk. Y'all take good care.